Hey everyone, welcome back to the House of Fins. My name is Danny and I'm going to walk you through some of the really awesome cleaners that we have in the shop this week. Alrighty, first up we have Nassarius snails. These are a really awesome sand-dwelling snail. They're going to burrow most of the time, but then when they smell food, they're going to come out and eat whatever, extra food gets to the sand bed. They're really good scavengers and really good at keeping that sand bed from being too stagnant. So they're going to keep any biofilm from developing on your sand. Also in here we have skunk cleaner shrimps. Those are kind of like a fan favorite. Really awesome fish. Not so much the best for like eating algae and stuff like that. It's kind of a misnomer. They're really good for cleaning parasites off of your fish though. So really cool ick removers if you ever wanted to add those into a tank. We also have the little lettuce nudibranchs. Those are really good algae eaters. They'll take care of algae that'll be growing on your glass and stuff like that. Also really cool looking. They get the name lettuce nudibranch because they have those long flappy flaps on their backs. Really cool. And then if we pan down to the tank underneath, we have Babylonian snails. They're kind of like the larger version of Nassarius snails. They're those ones with the really cool spots on the shell. Like I said, just a larger version of Nassarius snails. So they're going to hang out in your sand bed. They're going to stay burrowed. And then when they smell food, they're going to come popping out of the sand. They also get the nickname zombie snails because of that. So those are a really fun one to have in your tank. Sand bed cleaner is going to be the conch snail. These are really awesome snails. They're these ones with the giant shells. Really cool. They're going to also stay burrowed for most of the time, but they'll also come out and eat algae that'll be growing on your sand bed. They do an excellent job. Probably my favorite sand bed cleaner in my opinion. Just a really cool animal to see in your tank. They have really goofy faces with like googly eyes and like a long trunk. So they're also a fan favorite with kids because of that as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Alrighty, next up we have harlequin shrimp. This is kind of like a niche animal. They're going to be added into the tank for a sole purpose, and that's to eat those little pest Astorina stars that you'll get in your tank. They absolutely annihilate them. It's the only thing they eat is sea stars. So they're going to do an absolutely awesome job at taking care of those sea stars from invading your tank. Like I said, it is the only thing they eat, so you'd really only be adding them into the tank for that sole purpose. It stinks because they're so pretty, but if you want to keep them in the tank, you're probably going to have to start feeding them other kinds of sea stars as well. Another really awesome cleaner is going to be the emerald crab. These are another, pseudo scavenger as well as honing in on a specific kind of algae. These guys eat bubble algae and they absolutely eradicate it. So they're really excellent for that. Other than that, they're another kind of scavenger. They'll also pick at the rockwork, eating just other typical kinds of hair algae and stuff like that as well. But if you're ever getting these guys, you're getting these guys for the sole purpose of eating that bubble algae. Because like I said, they are absolutely excellent at taking care of that. Alrighty, next up we have the sea hare. This is another fan favorite in my opinion. These are really excellent at eating hair algae. They absolutely destroy it. If there's hair algae in your tank, this is definitely a must-have. They go through it so quick though that it's really a temporary addition since it's the only thing they eat. So you're basically renting out a sea slug if you're ever adding them into your tank. But for the time being, they do an excellent job, and I also think they look really cool too. Alrighty, next up we have the blue leg hermit crab. These are really tiny, but they're awesome hair algae eaters. They absolutely destroy it. I would recommend getting a little army of these guys if you ever have a saltwater tank, and just let them go to work. These rocks are in here for a reason. It's because these were at one point covered in hair algae, and now these little soldiers are going to work absolutely eviscerating the hair algae. So they're a must-have in my opinion for any reef tank, and just watch them go to work. They're really awesome for that. Alrighty, last but most certainly not least, we have urchins. We have a few different kinds in here. You see the giant long-spined urchin. He's kind of a hard one to miss, but then we also have pincushion and tuxedo urchins as well. These are really awesome algae eaters. They absolutely destroy it. They're very surgical with their methods too. They cover the glass, they cover the rocks, they go all over the place. If there is a caveat with them, it is the fact that they are venomous and they can stab you, but as long as you're careful, you should be fine. As well as the fact that they are kind of living Velcro. As you can see on the tuxedo urchins right there, they have you know, some rubble that they're collecting on them. They use that for protection. But other than that, I mean, absolutely awesome algae eaters, and definitely a fan favorite in my opinion. All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in for this week's video. Be sure to leave a like as well as following us on all of our social media platforms, being Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we'll see you next week.